She walks it loud like a thunderstorm, debunking myths with style and form. True crime, conspiracies, her game. Melissa Jade, remember her name. She's loud, feisty, spilling tea, diving deep into mystery, breaking down your wildest claims. Melissa Jade, she's got no shame. Microphone fierce like a roaring lion, unveiling secrets people been hiding. True crime queen of the digital scene, Melissa's got you hooked on her screen. She's loud, feisty, spilling tea, diving deep into mystery, breaking down your wildest claims. Melissa J, she's got no shame. Murders to cover-ups, nothing misses. Melissa's here to share her guesses. She's got theories big and bold, no stone unturned, no case cold. She's loud, feisty, spilling tea, diving deep into mystery, breaking down your wildest claims. Melissa J, she's got no shame. Melissa J, she's got no shame. Melissa J, she's got no shame. From murders to cover-ups, nothing misses. Melissa's here to share her guesses. She's got theories big and bold, no stone unturned, no case cold. She's loud, feisty, spilling tea, diving deep into mystery, breaking down your wildest claims. Melissa J, she's got no shame. 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 She's loud, feisty, spilling tea, diving deep into mystery, breaking down your wildest claims. Melissa J, she's got no shame.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Allie.
Hello.
How is everybody? I feel like it's been forever since me and Allie have done. Even though when was it last week?
Yeah, it was maybe a week and a half ago or something, but it does feel like forever for me too.
It feels like forever.
So
Hi,
much stuff
Bashagles.
happening.
Hi, Harlot. So much has happened. And I was laughing as you were telling me about Lori Daybell. I still have to watch that getting removed from the courtroom.
Yes, you definitely have to watch that. And today, it came. Tessa sent me something that I'd have to go back to say 100% what it was, but it was basically a filing that she did saying she was scared of the judge.
Scared of the judge.
Yeah,
She's a mass murderer. I mean, would she be? I guess she would be considered a mass murderer. Like, how many do you have to unalive before it's considered mass? Well, actually, I guess no, because it would be that multiple at once, right?
I don't know actually, because the difference between that versus serial, but she's definitely, convicted of multiple murders. Either way you look at it, I think mass murder sounds pretty much like what she is.
Right? And thank you, Point Lover, for 32 months. That's amazing. It's been so long. I appreciate it. No, I was like, Gidget. I'm scared of the judge if I were lying in a murder, right? Plus, yeah. Well, serial, I know that there's very specific. Well, actually, not too specific. I think it's at least 2 victims on 2 separate occasions for serial, right?
Well, yes, you're correct on that. And I'm looking now. Mass murder, it says, where an individual, let's see, key characteristics of mass murder: multiple victims, single location. So, yeah, they usually occur in one place.
Mhm.
No cooling
Yeah.
off period. And distinct from serial murderer because they operate over a longer period, often with a cooling off in between. Interesting.
Okay. Interesting, because I remember when I watched what's her name? Kathleen Hausen, I think her name is, regarding Idaho. She was on another channel, but she was explaining the criteria for serial killer, and it basically really not much yet. You don't have to do much to fit it.
Yeah, I think you were right though. Like, I think it's maybe 3 or more and multiple, like at least 2 locations or.
Yeah.
But a mass murder, what actually it says that like a family annihilator could be considered that as well. So yeah.
Interesting. Hey, Tummy Gun. All right. Well, I'm so excited to be here. I'm so excited. We're going to have Ricardo Morales come up on the stand today. And this is one of Casey's former ex-boyfriends. There are a few, as far as I'm understanding, that we're going to hear from. And I'm really excited to get back into the swing of things and to see where this trial goes. Hi, Harlot. So here is our missing child for tonight's live stream. Her name is Beauty Curtis. First of all, I love that.
Aww.
It's adorable. But she's been missing since June 6, 2025, out of Newark, New Jersey. She is 13 years old. She is adorable. Like, she looks like a beauty.
Yeah, she does.
Those dimples, she has like higher dimples.
And it's just a couple of days ago. Like, this is, oh my gosh.
I know. So if anyone has information on Beauty's whereabouts, please contact the Newark Police Department at 1-973-733-7273. I don't think she ever got her hands dirty. And when I say that, I mean like physically dirty. I think, Alex always did that for her.
Yeah. I wonder, I think Alex for sure did a lot of it, but I do wonder, did she, we don't know for certain, because remember the psychic who did get so much right, she's gotten a lot wrong on other cases though. She claimed that Lori, actually Bindi and I were just talking about this, she claimed that Lori is the one who did it to Caylee.
I remember that. Thank you, Wolfie. I'm hooked to ChatGPT now. Thank me crumbs, because so am I. ChatGPT is okay, especially if you need to help your child with homework and you don't know the context of like a book report they're doing or something. You go to the side and do ChatGPT, get yourself familiar, and then you talk to them like, why don't you know this? It's lovely. I love it. But yeah, I have been more open to that theory more like recently, but I still don't know. I don't know if I could see her doing it, which I know is crazy.
I don't know either. Oh, but I did see, speaking of ChatGPT, so I was watching this new podcast called Her Take. It's like a political podcast. It's a conservative version of The View. So it's like, there is some, like Anna Kisperian, there's a more left-leaning person. It's just people of all different beliefs that get on there and they talk about political topics. And they were talking about, Jillian Michaels is one, the workout lady. And she said that ChatGPT was recently used to do a report for the White House for the health and human, like for what whatever his name, the Kennedy dude is, RFK is on top of. And she said the report was full of really good points, but ChatGPT actually made up fake studies and they didn't proofread, so they put it out. And so sometimes you gotta make sure to proofread, because they will put what a study would look like, for instance, and not an actual study and stuff like that. So
damn,
I know, interesting.
Yeah, she was a for advocate. I remember that because I remember me and Allie had spoke about it back then, and when it came out like down to like Alex stopping at a restaurant on the way home, like it was crazy. It was crazy.
Yeah.
Now I don't know what I believe. I know that there are abilities, because I know that there are even CIA released projects that focus on remote viewing and those psychic abilities, and it happened, but I just don't believe, like everything. I think very small percentage is legit. Same thing with paranormal, and then the rest is explainable or fake.
Yeah. Oh yeah, because people who, even when I lost my cousin not long ago, like I craved like somebody that could talk to her, you know what I mean? And people are easy when they're in loss, like psychics, easy to exploit somebody going through that. But dude, you should cover that. I didn't know that the CIA did a study on that. Like, that's so interesting.
Oh yeah, the remote viewing. And it's super interesting. I've discussed it before, but they've gotten information correct. They've pulled them in specifically to help find or tap in to the enemy and things like that.
Wow.
And it's super interesting. Yeah.
I remember you talking about the study on like mind control and that kind of stuff, but I
Yeah.
didn't see the remote viewing. That is freaking
Yeah,
cool.
they pulled them in, and the remote viewing was able to tell them what essentially was happening at a complete, like, across the world in this room. It was so crazy. I'll show it to you. It's crazy.
Yeah. Okay.
But okay, are you ready? This is Ricardo Morales. Hi, Amy. This is Casey's former boyfriend. Now, I don't really know anything about him. Do you?
No, I don't, but I'm really excited, and I'm curious before we start just looking at him, like, does he look like someone that like you would think would be her type? Because for me, maybe,
No.
but no. Yeah, I was gonna say maybe, but my first thought is, wow, really?
No. But I love his outfit. I love that. What is that? Like a dark gray or blue? I can't tell, but I love it. With the dark tie, you don't usually see dark on dark, and I like it. It works for him.
I like it too, and I'm a fan of like a dark goatee like that. I like the
But okay, so let's take a listen. It's not too long. It's 50 minutes, guys. But I don't know how long defense is versus prosecution, but I guess we'll see. So you guys ready to go?
I'm ready. Oh, and one last thing. Before we, like, someone put in my chat, you and Melissa do like make such a great team. I love those lives or something. They said something like that, and I was like, it's so easy with you. It feels just so natural that I love it too. It's so much fun. But okay.
Well, we're usually talking all day long anyway, so it makes it very easy.
Yeah, super natural.
Yeah. Oh, I love that though. What is it called? Oh, dude. I've never seen that before. YouTube tech support. Urgent notice. Your account has been flagged for suspicious activity. The stream will be shut down immediately, and you are temporarily banned pending review. Please contact supports. I mean, I've never seen that before, actually. That's kind of makes me giggle because, like, out of all the alt alley, I've never seen someone try to do that. That's funny.
Me either, but the end, don't contact support. Contact supports. Okay.
Contact supports, as if it's gonna come into your stream and tell you know. That's funny. Who did that? Oh, it's just created today. Well, keep on with your bad self. YouTube tech support.
Yeah.
Support.
That's funny.
That is not an A forever, though. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Proofread.
Yeah. All right, here, let's go.
Okay.
Let me know if the audio comes across choppy at all.
Okay.
Morales, Ricardo Morales.
Sounds good.
May I inquire, sir?
You may.
Thank you, sir. Good morning.
Good morning.
Mr. Morales, how old are you?
I'm 27.
Do you currently live in the state of Florida?
I do not.
What state do you live?
Illinois.
How long have you lived there?
About a year and a half.
Are you married?
Excuse me?
Are you married?
Yes, I am.
Do you have any children?
Yes, one.
Did you live in Florida in 2007 and 2008?
I did.
What were you doing when you were living in Central Florida in Orlando?
Yes.
What were you doing at the time?
I was working at a car dealership.
At a car dealership?
Yes.
What were you doing at the car dealership?
I worked in the service department, setting appointments for people.
In the service department?
Yes, setting appointments
Okay.
for car repairs.
Thank you.
He looks nervous. Not
Do
happy.
you know Casey Anthony?
I do.
When did you first meet Casey Anthony?
I met her June 2007 at a party of one of our mutual friends.
At some point, did you begin to date Casey Anthony?
I did.
When was that?
It was February of 2008.
When you first started dating the defendant, did she tell you whether or not she had a job?
Yeah, she did tell me she had a job
Okay. Where did she tell you she worked?
at Universal Studios.
Did she tell you what she did at Universal?
She said she was an event coordinator.
Yeah, bunch of.
Did she give you any other detail about what her job was?
She said her job required her to give tours of Universal Studios and Islands of Adventures to people from out of town. That was basically I guess her entire job there, from what she told me.
The time that you were dating her in the early months of 2008, did you ever visit her at work?
No, I did not.
Did she ever talk about work?
Occasionally.
Did she ever mention people that she worked with?
Yes, she said she had a
Ricardo.
coworker named Juliet who she talked about on occasion, and a boss named Tom.
Had you ever met those people
No,
or spoken to them?
no.
Yeah, because Tom is literally, she got that from MySpace. Everyone's first fucking friend was Tom. Okay, that's what she pulls her lies from bullshit. I know. Yeah, Tom. I guarantee he's in a white t-shirt looking over his shoulder too.
Yeah.
He does not look happy to be here at all.
No. Which, I mean, I wouldn't be either.
No.
And because not only are you like, it'd be one thing if it was just a murder trial, that's horrific enough, but the attention this was getting, like,
Yeah, I don't blame him.
yeah.
Sustained.
While you were dating her, where were you living?
I was living at 232 North Glenwood Avenue.
Is that a house or an apartment?
It's a townhome.
Townhome? Did you live with anybody else?
I did with John Chat.
Was Mr. Chat living there at the time that you were dating the defendant?
He was.
Were you aware that the defendant had a daughter?
Yes.
And what was her name?
Bammy.
Kaylee.
Did you know Caylee?
Yes.
When the defendant came over to, did the defendant come over to your townhome on a regular basis?
While we were dating, yes.
Well, let's clear this up. When did you start to date?
In February of 2008.
At some point, did that relationship end?
It did.
When did that
When?
relationship end?
Mid-April of the same year.
2008.
Mid-April of 2008.
Yes.
Is that a frog?
During that time
Yes.
frame, did
I'm so sorry.
Because I just got up and walked around to look for what is that?
So sorry.
No, it's fine now that I know, but I thought that there was something in here with me and I freaked out a little bit.
No, the frogs are freaking loud. But
Freaking loud is an understatement, Allie. Like that shit is in my apartment, okay? I'm just like, listen, I'm not used to the noises here yet. So I'm like, what is that? Did you not hear me walking around? I'm like looking under.
no.
What is that?
Sorry.
Yeah, that frog sounds like it's dying. Like,
They are so loud. They are aggressive here. Very aggressive frogs. But I'm gonna go into my mom's house and
no,
switch
you're
onto
fine. You're fine. We're not complaining. But now we know. Don't look for a frog in our house. It's you.
It's here. Okay, if you're sure, because I can definitely walk over there and go inside.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right, Tess? I'm like, shit. Like, I was so happy to leave those damn house centipedes. But now I'm like, what is that sound?
So sorry, have you looking around for it? Yeah, like I said, they are aggressive. Okay, they're angry frogs.
It's an angry fucking frog. It's okay. We're angry too when we listen to Casey.
Yeah.
defendant stay over with you?
Yes.
During this time frame, approximately how many times per week would she stay with you?
4 to 5 days a week, nights a week.
The 4 or 5 times a week that she stayed with you, were there any of those occasions where Caylee also stayed?
Almost every occasion.
Did Caylee have her own room?
She did not.
Where did Caylee sleep?
She slept in the bed. I slept on one side, Casey in the middle, and Caylee on the other.
Now, for
Wow.
4 or 5 times a week,
Sustained.
Dined. I knew it was coming.
Jenny
During
had
this
said
time frame-
earlier, Melissa, your favorite word is you're gonna
That
hear your
Caylee was
favorite
still-
I
word.
know.
with you and the defendant was staying with you, did Casey Anthony keep clothes over at your house?
She didn't leave any clothes. She would bring clothes for herself and Caylee, but she never left anything at our house.
How about any toiletries, toothbrushes, hairbrushes,
No.
makeup?
Everything, if she did, she brought it with her and took it home.
Hey, Amber.
Crazy, they all slept in the same bed.
As soon as you unmute, it was like,
Sir, I'm showing you what's been marked for identification B. Can you see that?
Dude, I'm
photograph
gonna
in
walk
front of you?
near them
I
and see
can.
if they'll shut up.
Do you recognize that photograph?
Yes, I do.
Do you know where that photograph was taken?
Yes, I do.
Where was that photograph taken?
That was my room in the Glenwood apartment.
oh, I didn't realize that was his room.
Who's in that picture?
Casey and Caylee.
Do you know specifically when this picture was taken?
The reference of a photograph that's not admitted into evidence.
Your Honor, I'm sorry.
Overrule at this point is foundation.
Thank you, sir. Do you know specifically when that picture was taken?
Your Honor, there was a pretrial ruling as to this photograph. Just want to remind the court.
Well, he hasn't done anything with it yet. Let him finish. Continue, Mr. George.
Thank you, sir. Do you know when that photograph was taken?
I would say late January because Caylee has a bruise under her eye.
Sir, just tell us the date.
I don't know the
Carefully
date.
to the question.
I do not know the exact date that the photo was taken.
Okay,
I have a sidebar. There's
not right now.
Not right now, Jose.
Do you know what room this picture was taken in?
This is my room.
Mr. George, you've
Okay.
set your foundation. That does not go to the foundation, sir.
Very good. Sir, is this a true and accurate representation of what the defendant looked like and how Caylee Anthony appeared back while you were dating in the winter and spring of 2008?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would move what's been previously marked for identification B into evidence as the state's next in line.
Jose.
Mr. Baez,
yes, sir. We would object. There have been a
approach the
pretrial.
sidebar.
Yes, sir.
Those frogs sound similar to someone's snore.
All right.
Just saying.
You and the defendant broke up in mid-April of 2008.
We did?
After you broke up, did you remain in contact with one another?
Yes.
I think I got him to
How
shut
so?
up a little bit.
She'd still come over occasionally, not as frequently as when we were dating, but we maintained our friendship.
Wow,
Was
that's
the breakup,
interesting too.
Was it a bad breakup?
No.
During the time that you were dating her,
Overrule.
while you were dating her, Ms. Anthony, did she relate to you first of all, did you ever meet George or Cindy Anthony during the
No.
course of your relationship?
No.
Had you ever been over to the house?
Yes.
When were you over at the house?
I went over once early on when we were dating. She invited me over for breakfast.
When you went over there for breakfast, were her parents at home?
No, they were not.
Directing your attention to June 7th of 2008, did you happen to see the defendant on that day?
Yes, I did.
Where did you see her?
She spent the night.
Was Caylee there?
She was.
When did the defendant and
Move to
What
strike.
is the objection?
Relevance, 609.
Overrule at this time.
directing your attention to June 9th and 10th, did you see the defendant on those dates?
I did.
Where did you see her?
She spent the night.
Did you see Caylee on those dates as well?
Strike. 609 and relevance.
Overrule.
Did you see Caylee on those dates as well?
Yes.
Was that the last time you ever saw Caylee Anthony?
The morning of June 10th was the last time I saw Caylee Anthony.
When you saw the defendant on June 9th and 10th, had you been made aware that, had you ever heard the name of Tony Lazaro before?
Yes.
When did you first hear the name of?
Come on.
Relevancy.
Your Honor, again, this is just talk, this is just establishing the relationship.
Sustain.
All right. So the last time that you saw Caylee was the morning of the 10th.
Yes.
Did you see the defendant anymore during that week?
No.
When did you
Either
see the
good day.
defendant again?
July 1st.
In between June,
Hold on. Thanks, Lady FNT. Been busy, but glad to come back to all this purple. Blood work tomorrow, fingers crossed. Absolutely. Prayers for everything good with results. And it's so lovely seeing you, Lady fucking T.
Dude,
Oh my God,
Melissa.
look at your photo. Sorry. I love, she always has a good new photo. That you're wearing a purple top hat with matching purple. I think it's a jacket. You look fabulous. Sorry.
Ooh,
Go
I
ahead.
love it. No, it matches the purple here too.
Mhm.
I love it. But it's so interesting that number one, they were all sleeping in the same bed. Like, I definitely want to make that point
Yeah.
and see what you thought about that before I forget. And then also that she maintained somewhat of a relationship with him after the breakup.
Yeah. It's a little surprising to me as far as maintaining the relationship post breakup. She's not the type of girl, in my opinion, who would separate amicably. But what do I
Yeah.
know? As far as them all sleeping in the same bed, I
I'm sorry.
frog. It's so loud. It sounds like it's in the mic, which is I'm not complaining. I'm just laughing because I can't believe how loud it comes across. But I think, oh, sorry, purple fedora. I think that wouldn't be the first time I've heard of that. And when I say that, I say that a lot of times the guy will just take the girl's lead. Like if the child's young, she has to sleep with us. And, I don't like it, but like at the same time, I don't necessarily think there's anything shady on his part because I've seen before where that has happened. And the guy just kind of goes with the flow of what the mom, right? She decides they just want to be with the girl, and so if that's what he's gonna have to do, that's what he's gonna have to do. I don't necessarily think there was anything wrong going on.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. Like, I don't think in this situation he was doing anything wrong,
Right.
but it's just something to point out because, like, after the Stephen Stearns case, and I don't know, I think women got to do better. You don't put your babies in the bed with some
Yeah.
strange man. That
Yeah. They have to
That's
do
fine.
better is right. Don't even mention fucking Jen to me. That pisses me off beyond belief. It really does.
Yeah, I know.
Carol, you don't. Sorry, but you don't know. Were you there? Sorry, Autumn, but I don't like when things are stated as fact, and we definitely cannot know for fact because we weren't there. Hi,
Right.
Justice.
Well, I know that he said that, but Autumn, I'm wondering because you know so much. It seems like sometimes you just really have a perspective of someone who was there. But
It really sure seems like you're Casey, but what do I know?
Yeah, very interesting.
10th of 2008 and July 1st of 2008, did you have any contact at all with the defendant?
It was very minimal.
When you say minimal,
Hey,
or
Homer.
what kind of contact did you have?
Maybe 1 or 2 text messages in that time period.
Those text messages, did they relate? Did the defendant tell you via those text messages that her daughter was missing,
She did not.
kidnapped,
Nope.
that she was actively looking for her,
No.
that she needed help,
Nope.
that something bad had happened to her?
No.
Yeah, don't leave.
You mentioned that the next time that you saw the defendant was on July 1st of 2010. Is that correct?
It is.
Were you living in the same residence that you were when the two of you were dating?
I was.
Did you have the same roommate or any additional roommates by July 1st of 2010?
We had a friend sleeping on the couch at that time.
Who was that?
Amy Heisinger.
Amy.
Who is Amy
Oh,
Heisinger?
wow.
Mhm.
She is a friend of mine and John Schatz. We've known her through college for years.
We're going to hear from her.
Why was Amy sleeping on your sofa?
She got in a car accident. Her car was not working, and our house was close to her job, so she would just sleep on our couch and then go to work.
Well, that was nice.
Was she looking for, to your knowledge, was she looking for a place to live?
Yes.
Do you know where she was looking?
She was looking in the area that we live, anywhere really in Orlando, I think.
Do you know who she was planning on living with?
She had planned on moving in with Casey Anthony.
Oh.
Do you know where she planned on moving in with Casey Anthony?
Into Casey Anthony's parents' home.
I don't know.
Did you
the
have
date.
discussions
It's
with the
Ricardo
defendant
Morales.
about her and Amy moving into the house?
I don't believe so, no.
Do you have those discussions with Amy?
Yes.
All right. Now, what were the circumstances by which you saw her on July 1st of 2008?
I was getting up to go to work, and she was sitting in the living room talking with Amy.
This was in the morning?
Yes.
Did you know that she had come over the previous night? Or had she come over the previous night?
Of June 30th?
No, I'm sorry. On July 1st, were you at home when she arrived?
When I woke up, she was there on July 1st. I don't know when she arrived.
If you recall, what was the defendant doing when you first woke up and came down to go to work?
She was sitting in a chair talking to Amy.
All right. Did it surprise you to see her?
I would say, yeah. Yes.
Why did it surprise you?
I hadn't seen her in a few weeks, and I didn't know she was coming over, so
Did that upset you in any way?
no,
Did you ask her how she was doing?
probably. I don't remember exactly what we talked about.
All right. Well, when you did see her on July 1st of 2008, did you notice anything about anything strange or different about her demeanor?
No.
She upset?
Nope.
She crying?
No, she was not.
Did she tell you her daughter was missing
No.
on July 1st of 2008?
No.
Or kidnapped?
No.
That she was looking for her?
Nope.
Or that something really terrible had happened to Casey herself?
No.
Did you see any change in her demeanor on July 1st than you had on June 10th?
No, not at all.
Now, on July 2nd, did you take a trip?
Yes.
Where did you go?
Excuse me?
Where did you go?
Boston.
And how long were you in Boston?
For a week, 6 days, I think.
When did you come back?
I flew into Orlando on June 8th and immediately left the same day. I didn't leave the airport.
During the time that you were in Boston, did you have any contact with the defendant?
No,
When you flew in from Boston, I believe so you never left the airport?
no, I stayed at Orlando at the airport until my next flight
And where did you go?
to Puerto Rico.
Who did you go to Puerto Rico with?
I flew there alone. I met up with John Chatt, Troy Brown, and Amy Heisinger. Troy Brown and Amy Heisinger.
Was that a trip that had been planned for a while?
Yes,
And by a while, how long are we talking?
months, maybe 6 months.
Was it always planned out that John Chatt and Amy Heisinger and Troy Brown would go?
Yes,
Was there ever any discussion? Did you ever have any discussion with Casey Anthony about her going to Puerto Rico with you?
I believe she was invited. Yeah, we were dating at the time that we were planning to go to Puerto Rico.
Okay. So that trip was planned back when you were still dating.
Even before, probably, possibly, around that time, early in the year, early 2008.
Back in beginning of June of 2008, did you have a belief whether or
You look
not
very
the defendant was going to go to Puerto Rico with you and your friends?
I did not think she was going to Puerto Rico with me and my friends.
Did you know she was still invited?
Yeah, I don't remember rescinding the invitation. I'm sure she was still invited, yeah.
Okay. When did you come back from Puerto Rico?
July 15th.
On July 15th of 2008, did you see the defendant?
I did,
Where did you see her?
at the Orlando airport.
Were you expecting to see her at the Orlando airport?
Yes,
Why?
she was picking us up from the airport.
Do you have any idea, or approximately what time did you arrive from Puerto Rico?
I don't know.
Was it
I
date-
believe it was in the afternoon sometime.
Was it daylight?
Yes,
When you saw the defendant on July 15th of 2008, what can you tell this jury about her general demeanor?
she was the same as she always was.
And how is that?
Happy, smiling. She was asking us how our trip was.
Wow.
Just normal Casey.
Happy and smiling.
Always.
Again,
Always.
on July 15th of 2008, did she tell you that her daughter, Caylee, was missing,
No,
kidnapped,
no,
that she was actively looking for her on July 15th of 2008?
no.
I guess I'm picking up on what his energy is right now, and it seems like he's nope, she did not. And you know what? They had a good relationship even post breakup, but this seems like this ruined it.
Yeah, agree. Is this the one that in the middle of the night Caylee was gone? Or was it Anthony? Because we didn't hear that
I
in
don't
his
know. I
testimony.
think it might be Ricardo. Actually, you might be right.
Yeah, I think it was.
I
Wonder
think
if
you
we'll
might be
hear it.
right. I'm sure we'll find out.
Hope so.
That anything terrible or horrible had happened to Casey herself?
No,
Did you see anything in either her word or action that gave you any indication that there was anything wrong with the defendant?
no,
Did she give you, Your Honor, this might be a good time to stop.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, we're going to recess for lunch. I'm going to ask you not to discuss this case among yourselves nor with anyone else. I will be back.
The state, of course, is
What?
We'll be in recess till 1:30.
That's it?
the state, of course, is limiting this witness's the use of this witness's testimony. However, there is an issue where he would certainly be subject to recall by the defense. It's my understanding that he lives out of state.
What does that mean?
I'm not certain how the state.
Sorry, but what does that mean? Does that mean that Casey had to write a check to herself and go and cash it? What does that mean?
Maybe just saying that that's what happened, but that's interesting.
Sure. I love that we have different reactions to
Well, I felt like I was a little too, I shouldn't have called her out a second ago, and I don't want her to leave. So I'm just trying to be nice.
Even. She's fine. She's fine. People are tougher than you expect. She's fine.
Yeah, you're right. But what is going on here? Like, that's over. Now what?
No, I don't think it is over. Actually, I think that this might be an objection once they're back because he's limiting. Jose doesn't like Ricardo and the line of questioning. So I think he's trying to, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think direct is over yet.
Okay. And maybe he's like, hey, if he's not going to ask certain stuff, I'm calling him back because there are things I want to ask him that aren't being asked or something.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Poor sweet Allie, we love you. Allie is tougher than you realize, actually. But yeah, she's much nicer than me.
Well, listen, knows I'm a hard ass at heart.
She is. You'd be surprised. Here we go.
Whether he came on his own expense, and we'd like to inquire as to that and the possibility of getting him back here to testify, because that may be a problem at a later date, especially considering the indigency status of Miss Anthony and how.
What are you asking?
Well, first of all, I'd like to be able to resolve the issue here with the witness being here, and ask that this witness be taken out of turn
I never knew
for
mine.
the purposes of that, to prevent him from having to come back.
And what is the position of the state of Florida?
Your Honor, Mr. Miles wants to go into an inquiry regarding what I think he wants to do. I don't think the state has any objection to him doing that this afternoon.
So he
Great.
wants to do his direct of him now. Oh, great. Yes.
Look at him. Look at.
Thank you, Judge.
Wow, this is unconventional.
Yeah. Very weird.
The stipulation, have y'all agreed on the language? Yes.
Look at Judge.
You want to read it, Mr. George?
Mr. George. Oh, I love his accent. Look at
Very
his work.
soulful.
I see. Yeah, very soulful.
The stipulation reads as follows. The bruise on Caylee's face in State's exhibit that has not been entered at this time. The January 2008 photo was not the result of any neglect or child abuse on the part of any person. The parties agreed to this fact,
Oh.
and it should be considered as true during your deliberations. It's signed by Mr. George, Mr. Baez, and Miss Anthony.
Why would the state
Miss
agree
Anthony,
to
do
that?
you concur with that stipulation?
I'm not sure. I'm a little surprised here.
Yeah, because like usually, think of Megan Boswell, Leilani, these, all of the past times that the child may have had any signs of neglect, that was put up as evidence, during the trial. And now the state is agreeing that, hey, jury, yes, there was a bruise on her face, but don't hold it against Casey. That was not a sign of abuse or neglect.
Right.
Wow.
Wow, man.
Mm-hmm.
Man. All right, Mr. George, when do y'all want me to read it? Just prior to you introducing it or after you introduce it and prior to publishing?
Probably after it's published, Your Honor.
Mr. Baez? He said he wants to read it after the photograph has been published. My question was, when did you want it read? Okay.
Your Honor, for
Which one now? You say as soon as it's introduced and you said after? Okay, then I will read it prior to it being published, okay?
And Your Honor, that's fine, Judge. That is exhibit, right now that is exhibit B.
Okay, let's bring the jury.
I'll try and be clear. What we would like is, as soon as it's published to the jury, we would ask that the court instruct the jury about that specific instruction at that time.
Okay. Let's,
My apologies for not being clear.
no, it's no problem. Let's return the jury. All right,
Very interesting.
Mr. George, you may proceed.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Good afternoon, Mr. Morales.
Good afternoon.
When we first started talking, we had begun to reference
Wait,
a
what?
picture.
What's happening?
Do you recall that?
The picture in my previous room.
Thanks, MK. Sustained. Congratulations to our new members. Please make sure to thank MK. I wish I could say it in Judge's voice, but I can't. But thank you.
That was kind of close, actually.
Was it?
Yeah, the thank you.
I tried, but I'm not. That's not my forte.
I love your Southern accents. So
Bless you. You are the sweetest.
they're so funny, though. They're so good. Just because they're funny.
The rest of my
And here-
chat brutalizes me and says like that was across the world, but I love you. Thank you.
I love it. Maybe because I'm Southern and you're my friend, but hearing you like do that, it's adorable. But all right.
You're so sweet. Okay.
That you saw earlier this morning.
Yep. Yes, I do recall.
You took a few pictures of the defendant and Caylee during the time that you dated. Is that correct?
I did.
At some point after July 16th of 2008, did you sell those pictures?
I did.
Oh,
Who did you sell them to?
The Globe magazine.
good for you.
Did they? Did you approach them or did they approach
Wow.
They approached me.
you?
Damn.
Do you recall
Okay.
about when this was?
I'd say August 2008.
He sold pictures of the baby with a black eye. Oh my gosh.
Sell the pictures that you had to the Globe.
I did.
And how much money did you receive for those pictures?
Total was about $4,000.
Did you license or sell those pictures to anybody else?
No, I did not.
Maybe have.
Wow. What do you think about that, Melissa?
Which photo specifically? Well,
Well, I
like
guess we're about to see, maybe. But
yeah. Obviously, I'd like to say that's not ideal. Like I don't. The baby's gone. So that's why I'm like, which photo specifically? But then at the same time, I'm like, I'm realistic, and
yeah.
they'll probably obtain the photos one way or the other. So I don't know.
That's true. For me, I think, ooh, disgusting. But then I also think young kid, you know what I mean? And
He may have been mad at her, at the same time. He has that personal connection. Like, fuck you. You know what? Fine. Here you go. May have been impulsive. I don't know.
right. And also, like, what was his money situation at the time? Was he struggling to survive? Was he, because then that adds some understanding to why. But
Well, and, like, again, the way that his life would have been flipped up and down, I'm not justifying it versus I can understand maybe if he
Right.
caught him at the right moment.
Yeah.
And like, fuck it, who knows?
yeah, for sure.
All right, sir. Do you see what's been previously marked for Exhibit B on your screen?
Exhibit E?
Well, do you have a picture on your screen, sir?
I do.
All right. Is this the same picture that we looked at earlier this morning
It is.
and that you've identified as being taken
gosh.
at your townhouse?
Correct, yes.
Ah,
And that's a picture of the defendant and Caylee Anthony in your room.
It is.
And I believe you had indicated earlier that that is a fair and accurate representation of what they both look like in the winter, spring of 2008. Is that correct?
Yes.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would move what's been previously marked for identification B
Yeah, Tracy.
into evidence as the state's next in line.
Plutonium.
What says the defense?
No objection, subject to our previous motions. No objections, only subject to our previous motion.
That would be admitted as the state's next number exhibit numbered. Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to read you a stipulation, and the photograph will be published to you. And you may be able to see it, some of you may not. Stipulation between the state of Florida and the defendant. The bruise on Caylee's face in state's exhibit number 12. The January 2008 photo was not the result of any neglect or child abuse on part of any person. The parties agree to this fact.
Wow.
It should be considered as true during your deliberations. You may proceed and publish the photograph to the jury.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Then what the hell happened?
I don't even know. This is so weird.
Yeah.
Tommy, respectfully, if you're going to say get a grip, I could very much mention what you were involved in. So just saying.
Well, what do you mean get a grip? Was that a comment to me? Because we don't know what his, I'm just saying a young kid. Yeah, it's off. That would add some understanding of why he would do that. If somebody's struggling to survive and they have an offer to, you know what I mean? That would, I'm not saying it makes it okay, but it would explain or give some understanding to what was going on at the time.
To be fair, Allie, if you knew what Tommy did, you could just be like, oh, it's coming. Yeah, it's, how are those tunnels underground looking in the Idaho case?
Oh, God. Okay. Yeah. I mean, that's just a fact, though, that it would give some explanation. But okay.
Listen, good people make bad decisions all the time. It doesn't make them a bad person. So I really do not know. I'd like to think I know what I would and wouldn't do in that situation. But the truth is, you really don't know what you would or wouldn't do, factored in with the emotion and the high publicity, what this would have done to his life. They would have been hunting him down. And again, I'm not saying it's okay versus just not, don't be so quick to judge and be like, oh, that's horrible. Yeah, I don't like the action. It doesn't make me think you're a horrible person, though, because I really don't know.
Yeah. Well, he said, meaning that if you're poor, it's okay. Well, that meaning if you have a small mind, it actually just meant that would give some explanation to why. It doesn't mean that it would make it okay or not okay. That would be a personal thing, person to person. It's just a fact that it would maybe give some understanding. But sorry, go ahead, Melissa. I'll ignore. No.
Yeah, he's young. He was younger too.
I know when I was young, I did a lot of dumb shit. I was selfish. I just was like, I didn't see the world for what it truly was. And I didn't have enough respect for anybody. That's just the truth. I was a selfish little asshole. So
Me too. And you know what? If the rest of my life was determined by shitty choices I made at that age, that would, come on. I don't want to be judged by my worst choice when I was younger.
Same.
Yeah, who knows, J13? Again, you don't have to agree with it, but just trying to get an understanding of it. We do that even in true crime all the time, right? Not agreeing anything with the murders, but also trying to understand inside a murderer's mind.
Yeah, exactly. Like with Letitia, never would it make what she did okay, but sometimes you try to, there's never any understanding of it either. It's like impossible to find, but you still want to know, like, why, what were you thinking? What was, you know what I mean? behind the eyes of the murderer.
Exactly. Yeah, Greg, we all do. We all do.
This time, let me now show you what's been previously marked for identification C. Again, sir, do you recognize that photograph?
I do.
And can you tell us what that is a photograph of?
It's a picture of Casey and Caylee sitting on the couch in the same townhome as the other picture was taken.
Did you take that photograph?
I did.
Is that a fair and accurate representation of what Casey Anthony and Caylee Anthony looked like in the spring of 2008?
It is.
Your Honor, at this time, the state would move what's been previously marked for identification C into evidence as it states next in line, which I believe is number 13.
What says the defense?
No objections.
Right?
The receiving evidence is states numbered.
Yeah, okay.
May proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. May I publish this photograph to the jury?
You may publish.
I'd be curious what he actually thinks of the black eye, you know?
Yeah.
Now. Sustained.
Thank you very much, sir. Your Honor, I have no further questions for this witness at this time.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Cross-examination?
Yes, sir.
Cross-examination?
Cross-examination. I tried to get away from the frogs, but then it's like
Good
they
afternoon,
followed
sir.
me. It's
Good
just
afternoon.
from
That's
being by the
Sorry,
water.
can you see
We
me
just
at
wanna
all
hang out.
behind that screen?
I can, yes.
Okay. You started dating Casey in February 2008?
Yes.
And how long did you date for?
Until the middle of April 2008.
Okay. I'd like
The look on
to
his face.
show you
I
a
know.
photograph.
For sure. Gidget.
Can you see that photograph?
No. Oh, there it is. Yes,
Okay. You know what that photograph is, right?
I do.
And this was a photograph that you posted on your MySpace.
It is.
Okay. And this was posted on your MySpace around the time you were dating
Oh.
Casey.
I believe so. Yeah.
Okay. And
Oh,
Wow.
is this a fair and accurate representation of the photograph that you posted on your MySpace?
Yes.
Unless there's any
I'm-
objection, Judge, we would like to publish this at this time to the jury.
Oh, wow. All
And-
that
well,
shows
excuse
me
me,
is it can
admitted
be
into
fresh in
evidence at this
Casey's
time.
mind.
that's exactly what I was thinking, Allie. The only thing that shows me is that it was fresh in Casey's mind.
Yeah.
Not that he had anything to do with anything.
Yeah. Maybe they're trying to explain the search or something.
Well, if you're going to argue that it wasn't chloroform found, that at the same time introduce this into evidence, it's a little bit confusing.
Yeah,
Is
for
there
sure.
chloroform involved or not involved, Jose?
I cannot believe that's the first thing he brought. Like, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
You know, it's kind of like we've seen this before, you know, like where, oh, my client didn't do it up at the same time, but if they did do it, they're fucking crazy. Which
Yeah.
one is it?
Yeah, exactly.
Any objections?
No objection, Your Honor. No objection.
The clerk needs to see the photograph so she'll know what exhibit number it is. She sort of disadvantaged.
We have a hard copy, or would it be on the?
Okay, so there's that. I thought I was a big time coder. Hey, Phoebe.
I know, I was laughing at that too. It was pretty cool though to be able to put all those codes in to change your background and all that stuff.
I've never done that. I
Oh,
was not
wow.
into MySpace that much. I think, Bella.
You were so brave out there with those frogs. Aw. There's all kinds too. Tree frogs, toads, just everything.
Is that going to be the actual photograph you enter in the evidence? Because it looks a little
I just
different
can't
there as
believe that's
opposed-
his first question. Do you know this picture?
Yeah,
Did you
absolutely.
post this?
We have an original, like a printout, Judge.
Make sure you get me the original.
Yes, sir.
That'll be a provisional one, so I get the original, put a note on it,
Yes, sir.
Madam Clerk. There being no objections, Madam Clerk, give us the identification number and the number that it goes into evidence under.
May I publish it to the
Just a
jury?
second.
Thank you.
You may publish, Mr. Byers.
Jeez, man. No wonder he doesn't like him. Look at him.
Right? It's like he kind of was a little bit prepared. He knew what was to come.
Yeah. And he just shook his head like,
Not
oh,
certain if
bullshit.
they can see it or not.
Members of the jury, can you see it? All
Maybe he
right.
did get a little bit of a warning. I don't know.
Now,
Interesting.
you mentioned that this photograph was posted on your MySpace when you were still dating Casey. That would also include March 2008.
As the month it was posted,
No, the month that you were, the
we were
time
dating
period
in
that you were dating
2008,
Casey.
yes.
Just a second. Make sure that you wait till you finish asking the question before you answer, so the court reporter will be able to take both of you down. She can't take you down when both of you are talking. So question, Mr. Baez.
Yes, that you were dating Casey in March 2008, were you not?
I was.
And you posted this on your MySpace during the time period that you were dating Casey.
I believe so.
You don't recall the exact date, though, do you?
No, I don't.
TV, no, this is old. We're watching the trial because we just wanted to watch it from the beginning. They are not charging her again. We were talking about, even before she came back out on social media, about watching the trial and kind of really knowing the facts. Melissa hadn't seen it for years and I had never seen it. So we just wanted to watch it for educational purposes because of other trials that we watch. Plus, I like current true crime, but I also think it's important to look back. Like, I still feel like talking about, Bundy and some of these very old cases is important. So, yeah.
You learn a lot from it, and like I said, I'm watching this and observing very carefully going into Idaho because I see a lot of parallels.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Why did you post this on your MySpace?
It was just a joke. I found it humorous at the time.
Did you have conversations with Casey about this photograph?
No, I did not.
Did you ever tell Casey that? Did you ever mention chloroform to Casey?
No, not that I recall.
But she would have seen
Now,
it.
you mentioned that you had sold photographs to the Globe magazine
Yes,
and that they had approached you.
correct.
And did you shut off or attempt to not communicate with any members of the media?
Up until that point, yeah, I had not spoken with any media.
But when the Globe came knocking with $4,000, it was okay to talk to them.
Yes.
And the reason that they wanted to talk to you and to get photographs from you is because you dated Casey.
That's, yeah, from my understanding, yes.
And because you had photographs of Casey and her little daughter, Caylee.
Yes.
And those were for sale from you.
I sold them, yes.
Now, you testified under direct examination that Casey and Caylee would sleep with you 3 to 4 nights a week
While we were dating, yep, that is correct.
while you were dating.
Mhm.
And that 3 to 4 nights a week, Caylee would sleep in between you and Casey.
No, Casey would sleep in the middle.
I'm sorry?
Casey would sleep in between myself and Caylee.
Okay. Do you, and I would, for counsel to Bates page 1291.
Deposition or what?
Statement.
Okay.
A statement to law enforcement, Corporal Edwards Rivera and Deputy Rivera. Do you recall giving a statement to law enforcement on July 25th of 2008, sir?
Yes.
And did you make the statement? There was one time that I can remember while we were dating that she actually started the night.
You could object to the, and ask that counsel properly impeach, or at least ask whether or not he recalls giving, being asked a specific question and not remembering the answer that he gave, rather than having the counsel testify and just reading a transcript.
I think there was a statement made. I asked him about the statement, and I am now referring to the statement that would be inconsistent with the answer that he gave under testimony. There's no requirement under prior inconsistent statements that you read a question.
Still proper impeachment.
Read him the question.
Do you remember being asked, if I had asked you if she had ever spent the night at your house without Caylee, and you had said, do you remember or do you recall giving the answer? There was one time that I can remember while we were dating that she actually started the night. They were both in my bed.
Yes.
And is that a more accurate representation of what you actually remembered in July of 2008 as opposed to today in 2011?
If that night they both were in my bed when we went to sleep?
Yes. That fact.
Yes.
Okay. Now, aside from you posting the photograph of chloroform on your MySpace and selling photographs of Caylee to the Globe magazine, is there anything that you can tell this jury that would help shed light on what happened to Caylee on June 16, 2008?
To the form of the question.
Sustain.
Is there anything that you can testify that you witnessed on June 16, 2008?
In regards to Casey, no.
No further questions.
Wow. Just wanted to hammer in a couple points to make you look bad.
Yeah.
I actually do have one or two other questions, if I may.
Oh,
You may.
you may.
Now, you would never have you would never be intimate with Caylee in the bed, would you? Or did you?
I don't believe so, no.
And MySpace is a common method that you and all of your friends communicated with back in 2008, is it not?
Yes.
No further questions.
Mr. George?
Thank you, Judge. Mr. Morales, during this time period, how many photographs or pictures do you estimate you may have uploaded into your MySpace account?
I don't remember. I don't think I've uploaded too many into MySpace.
Okay.
As you sit here today, do you really have any idea when you uploaded the picture that Mr. Baez showed you?
Did I have, excuse me?
Do you have any idea when you actually uploaded that picture into
The
your
date?
MySpace? What?
The date?
Yeah.
No, I don't know the date.
Do you have any idea the year?
I believe it was early 2008.
Do you know what chloroform is?
I know what it's used for. I'm not, yeah, it's a chemical that I guess puts people to sleep if they inhale it.
Did you ever conduct any searches of chloroform on the defendant's computer
I did not.
at any time?
Oh,
Nope.
Mr. Baez asked you some questions about an interview you gave with law enforcement on July 25th of 2009. He asked you a specific question about if she had spent the night without Caylee, and you said there was one time that I can remember. Do you recall that interview?
Yes.
Do you recall that the officer or Detective Edwards was referring you to one particular night, in this case, June 9th of 2008?
Yes, he and I were both referring to one night.
On June 9th of 2008, you testified previously that the defendant and Casey...
Overrule at this point. Let him finish asking the question. Sir, do not answer the question until I tell you to answer the question. Continue, Mr. George.
Oh, get strict.
Did Casey and Caylee Anthony stay with you on June 9th, 2008?
Questions to that question.
No, sir.
You may answer the question, sir.
Yes.
When they stayed over with you on June 9th, going into the morning of June 10th of 2008, did both Casey, Anthony, and Caylee sleep in the same bed with you?
They did.
And is that the question that you were being asked by Detective Edwards?
It was not in regards to that night, no.
I'm sorry?
The question Detective Edwards was asking me was not in regards to the night of June 9th.
Okay. What night was he asking you about?
I couldn't recall the date of the night. It was just the only time I woke up when Caylee was not in the bed with us, with myself and Casey.
boom.
There it is.
Would-
You're right. You're right. It was that night.
Oh my God.
Yep. So where was Caylee? I feel like Nancy Grace when I said that. Where's Caylee? Sorry.
But he doesn't know the date.
We know
Right.
what it is because Cindy, remember when we watched one of her interviews, they were going through that calendar and she was like, I know Caylee, not that I would ever pick her up in the middle of the night or in the early morning, but or late at night, but I was at my mom's or like her parents' house visiting because he was sick or something like that. She wasn't even home.
Yeah. Yep. Oh man, I wish we could remember that date because it was a while before, right? She was seen after that for sure because she was last seen by George that day, leaving on the 15th. Okay.
I think Caylee would wake up and interrupt what Casey wanted to do, and she would temporarily, knock her out.
Yeah. Oh my God, I'm so glad this came up on the stand because it almost didn't,
Yeah. Yep. Oh no, Kathy. Oh, I hope you feel better. Sending you lots of love and positivity and get some rest. Please get some rest. We'll be thinking of you.
Yes, I hope you feel better, Kathy. Oh my gosh. So one night, Casey and Caylee spend the night with him. He goes to sleep. They're both in the bed. He wakes up the next day. Casey's there. Caylee is not. And Cindy knows and claims that she was not with her that night. So just to keep it straight, what we know. Crazy.
Repeat should I answer, sir?
I was answering the detective's question about a night. I did not recall the dates, but it was the only morning I had woken up with Casey in the bed and Caylee was not there.
Correct. If you were to look at the transcript, would that refresh your recollection?
The frogs. They took Allie.
Yep, sure. I guess so.
Hold on. We gotta wait for Allie. The frogs. So they took her. I'm telling you, they freaking took over. There she is. Are you okay? Did they get you?
No, I accidentally hit back like an idiot. It took me out of here. I'm so sorry.
Just making sure. I'll come kick some frog's ass. Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
That's who you meant by did they get you?
Yeah, did they get you, man? I don't trust those frogs, man. I've never heard anything like that. That's crazy to me.
No,
We
I'm
don't
okay.
have frogs here like that in New York, but we have rats that will take your pizza slice in the subway.
Well, that's why when you come and visit me, I'm going to show you all the wildlife. And
I mean, when I think wildlife, my brain does not do frogs, but you have turtles crossing the road and stuff. It's different. It's different.
yeah. Oh my gosh. And lizards. And the
Yeah.
other day, Bentley's dad saw a bear and 3 baby bear crossing the road in front of his truck.
Yes, I did see that too, Kelly. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God. But yeah, when I remember when you showed me the turtle crossing the road, and I'm like, a turtle?
This summer is the summer of saving the turtles. Me and Bentley have decided, because every time we go out, there's one in the road, and sometimes they're really little, and they get ran over. So we always move them out of the road.
Good. Oh, that's so sweet. Save the turtles. Fuck the frogs. Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
I had a deer on my front porch. Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, I get raccoons, but I make friends with that raccoon and stuff.
Remember the possum drinking the Capri Sun on my
Yeah,
porch?
you went all waka. You took your crock and flung it out that. And I'm like, Allie, possums? She's like, no, this possum was rabid, Melissa. You don't understand. It just stood there and stared at me. It didn't move. And I'm like, possums play dead, Allie. So no, it wasn't rabid. It did what possums do, and they freeze.
Poor
And
guy,
she-
dude.
Yeah, the poor guy. Last thing he saw was a fucking crock coming to the face.
It knocked him off the thing, too.
I can't believe you've never heard of that. Like, that's like you're playing possum, playing dead. But she took it as it was rabbit. I was like, wooga, wooga, and it didn't move. It didn't do anything. I'm like, yeah, because they play dead. So this poor thing was just as scared, probably more scared of you than you were of it. And the last thing it saw was a fucking what are the things that go in the crock holes?
Gibbets or whatever.
Yeah. The freaking last thing it saw was a gibbet-filled crock coming at its face.
And then it did like 3 somersaults and fell off and ran
Yeah,
off.
this poor thing.
I thought
Oh,
they
so
played dead. I knew they played dead, but I thought they like literally like laid on the ground and like looked dead. I didn't know they would just freeze.
I said, Nally, like, would you expect it to be on its back with its fours up and the tongue like no,
Yes,
like that
that's
was
what I
like, don't move. Just don't move an inch. And in his mind, he's like, I'm not gonna bother her. Just don't move. And you're over here like, this fucker's not moving.
What is wrong with it?
What's wrong with it? It's out of its mind. It's got rabies.
Oh my gosh. And its little hands drinking that damn Capri Sun.
That's pretty funny. It'll always remind me of Bendy's monkey drinking Capri Sun, because you caught the real life version of it.
Yeah.
Them frogs will get you. I swear by it. No, I would be Bella. I'm not. I don't know. I'm not familiar with the frogs, but I'll take your word for it.
Everyone laughs at me, but it's real.
I wouldn't want to be. Nope. I don't think I'd want to. I had like a little frog in my aquarium, like, but when I say little, I mean the size of like your thumbnail. little.
Aw.
But it jumped out. This is a sad story. It's gonna end in it jumped out, and it was so little that within less than a minute it dried up and it became like a frog crisp. Like, and I
Oh
kid you
my
not,
gosh.
like that's it can't be out of the water. And it jumped out. I didn't realize it jumped out until I realized my frog was gone. And then I looked around and on the floor. Sorry,
my God.
I laugh to cope with things, okay? On the floor, you picked it up by its little leg. And I kid you, like from a cartoon when you get ran over and it's completely flat and just pick it up and the whole body doesn't move, just like it was like a flat, dehydrated frog.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and I'm like, that dried out so quickly, like just so quickly. But
That
yeah,
is
so
crazy.
just be aware they jump.
And then they had to be near water. That's
Yeah.
why they're so loud here, because they're like, and you can't escape them because the water is close by. You know what I mean? So it's just because then they're also on the pool, like, which it's got chemicals in it. It'll kill them, but they don't care or they don't know, and they just like gather around it. So
They gather around.
they're mating. That's what those sounds are. I'm pretty sure the loud noises are them like mating.
Oh no, the neighbor's kid did a flip, landed on a frog, and stretched that frog out about 2 foot long.
What? Insanity,
Oh,
Mom.
no.
That's crazy.
Oh no, and stretch that fucking frog out.
I stepped on one yesterday, but I didn't put my weight on it. Like, I just went to step, and it was dark, and I didn't have a freaking shoe on. It was right off the porch, and it didn't kill it or nothing. Like, I moved as soon as I felt it, I moved my foot and it bounced away. But
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
did not feel great under the foot.
I stepped on a slug once, probably when I was 6, and I'll never forget the fucking feeling of that. That is the grossest feeling in the world. Ugh.
I bet. I can imagine.
We have armadillos. Sorry. This is the first time I've ever said that word out loud. We have armadillos. It reminds me of Mystic. No, it's not. Nope, it wasn't Mystic Pizza. It was the other one. Whatever. That armadillo wedding cake with Julia Roberts and Dolly Parton. What's that movie?
I don't think I've seen that.
Shelley, what's that movie?
But I'd love to see a freaking armadillo. That's cool.
Armadillo cake from the movie. What is the name of that? Someone help me. Help in the chat, because they're gonna say, yep, Steel Magnolia. I did not expect MK to get that, but he did. Thank you. Yes, Steel Magnolia. Hey, ATS.
Okay. We've talked about that before. Do you remember? Because I've never seen Steel Magnolia or the pizza thing.
It was I fucked it up on 2 separate occasions. I said Mystic Pizza when it's not Mystic, it's Steel Magnolia. So yeah, it wasn't just once where I messed it up with you, it's twice.
I'm gonna have to go watch both movies. So
you're gonna just watch them both so you'll know what I'm talking about, okay?
Yeah.
They're both great movies. Yes, Kimberly, exactly. It's sad, Allie. Don't watch it. Listen, John Q is sad. Great movie. You know, like, you gotta, just because it's sad doesn't mean you don't watch it.
I'll check it out. We'll see.
Yeah.
But yeah, I was gonna say something else, but I forgot. It's probably irrelevant, and I probably shouldn't say it anyways.
We've been saying is irrelevant, but who cares?
Yeah, conversation.
Magnolia. Yeah. All right, back to Ricardo.
Okay. Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
You may.
For court and counsel, I'm referring to page 1290, line 8 to page 1291, line 21. May I approach?
Oh, great movie. Yep. Only time I wanted to give birth in a Walmart.
I've seen that one.
All right, Mr.
I
Morales, did you
remember
get a
that
chance to read the lines that I had referred you to?
I did.
All right. And did that refresh your memory as to the context in which you were talking to Detective Edwards?
It did.
Oh, okay. This interview.
And please explain what that context was.
Is there a discrepancy between the transcript and what I've set up here? The night that I woke up without Caylee in the bed was not the night of June 9th.
Correct. All right. I'm sorry. Yes. And what, as a result of you waking up with Caylee not in the bed, what happened?
Nothing. Casey said her mother had called her.
Overruled?
Casey said her mother had called her during the night and asked her to bring Caylee home. And
Mr. George.
I'll ask a different question.
Okay.
As a result of that happening, did the defendant and Caylee leave your residence?
when I woke up,
Yes.
I don't recall the rest of the morning. I just woke up. Casey was in the bed and Caylee was not. I don't know if she left
Wow.
directly after me waking
Wow.
up. I really don't recall.
That was after receiving a phone call, though, correct?
When she left during the night,
Yes.
I was not awake for the phone call. She said that was the reason she left, was because she got a phone call.
Thank you, sir.
Wow. I don't like it.
I can't believe the jury heard this, and
Any additional
know.
questions?
The jury heard this and still, they
yeah.
didn't meet their burden of proof according to the jury, or the jury just didn't understand.
Yeah. Well, I'm curious, are they going to ask? Because I know that we have, what's her name? Why is it not in my head? Her mom, Cindy, really soon. It's like just, I remember seeing it not long after this. So I wonder, are they going to tie it together and ask her, did you ever pick her up in the middle of the night when she was spending the night at, Ricardo's?
Yep. I think when she gets on the stand, they'll definitely probably ask about that. I wonder if they're going to bring Ricardo back up.
I'm thinking no, because Jose acted like he may not have the chance to ask him things on a different day. So could he ask things that were outside the scope? Remember? And I was just
Yeah.
thinking about this actually. I'm glad you mentioned it, because I was thinking, why did he live somewhere else? Was he hard to serve? Like, I'm curious why they think that.
I don't know. It's a good question.
Did he just not want to be a part of it?
Yeah.
Tried to
I don't
avoid it.
know.
Hmm.
Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah.
Just so there's no confusion, what you're saying is that when you testified earlier under cross-examination, that there was only one time that you remembered Caylee in the middle of you two, or in the same bed. That was not true. You were referring to a specific date.
Okay. As far as where Caylee slept, it was never directly next to me. And I don't understand what you're getting at.
Let me ask you this.
Mhm.
Did you have the opportunity to witness Casey's interaction with Caylee?
That particular evening? Or
Multiple times.
yes, every time both of them were at my house.
And did you see how Caylee reacted to Casey?
To the redirect.
Mr. Baez?
Well, two things. One, I thought
Oh, did
we
you
had
see
an
his
agreement
face?
that we wouldn't have
Yeah.
to recall this witness.
Look at him.
I will permit it.
Thank you, sir.
Wow. Look at him.
Could you repeat the
You
question?
saw Caylee
Good night,
interact
MJ.
with Casey, did you not?
I did
Many times?
Night.
several times. Yes.
3 to 4 times a week?
Yes.
And did she ever go hungry?
Caylee? No.
Was she
Oh, Jesus.
was Casey a good mother to her?
From what I saw,
Yeah. Good mom.
Sustain.
Did
Sustain.
you ever see
Yeah.
Caylee run to Casey?
I No, I'm not recalling any moment she ran to her.
Did you ever see Caylee hugging Casey?
Yes.
And did that appear genuine to you?
Yes. Oops.
Okay.
Sustained.
Was she happy?
Was who happy?
Caylee. Was Caylee happy with Casey?
I can answer this one?
Yeah. If you know.
Yes. She appeared happy, yes.
Yes. And did you ever see Casey strike Caylee?
Oh.
No.
No? Okay.
And did you ever see Casey torture Caylee in any way?
No.
Punish her in a method that would be considered torture?
No. She had issues with Caylee going to sleep, but I don't know. That's the only time I saw her
Thanks, Hood Mary
disciplining
Poppins.
Caylee.
You only saw her discipline Caylee once.
So he
No, it
lived
was
in
reoccurring
Illinois.
whenever Caylee,
That's why.
when she was trying to put Caylee to sleep.
Okay.
But it was, she just looked like a normal mother trying to get her kid to go to sleep.
And nothing other than a normal mother putting a child to sleep.
From what I saw and from my experience, yes, that's how I perceived it.
No further questions.
No other questions, Your Honor. Thank you.
Oh my gosh.
May the witness be excused.
Yeah, so he lives out of town. I feel sorry for him. He was defensive a little bit. He's like, what is it not matching what I said? But damned, I can't blame him for being defensive. The first question that Jose asked him, did you post this about chloroform? Oh, sorry,
Right.
on Facebook.
Dude, it can't be a good feeling being up there. Like, one, we talk about this a lot with George, but just in general, when they're trying to open that door for reasonable doubt, it can't be a good feeling to have someone, and even in it's just a question, it's the question itself can be implying something, and that's why we see, especially with George, getting defensive, which I don't blame him.
Yeah, me neither. It's crazy because it's like he was like so far we see that Jose is pretty skilled when it comes to bringing the props and stuff like that and putting on this emotional show, but it seems like he was willing to create doubt anywhere, even if, you know what I mean, just little pieces here and there, even if they don't connect.
Yep. Kind of like how we saw with Letitia, right? Like they were trying to create that doubt there, even with Harley.
Yeah.
Yet at the same time saying, no, she did it, but she's not guilty by reason of assent. It doesn't even make sense.
I know. Yeah.
Our next witness, which I know is going to be on your channel, is this guy, but we don't have his name. It's just witness testimony. Who dis? Hey, Marlene. Who dis? Anyone know who this is? I know that you had a couple posted. Do you want to go over them?
Oh, yeah. Hold on. I'm going to have to go closer to the frogs, though, because I've got my computer outside on my porch, and I'd walked over to one. So I was looking, and I wanted to bring any of Casey's recent Substack posts, just so that we could know what she's been posting. She hasn't posted in like a little over a month, but she did post a couple things at the end of April, and I thought it was interesting. So one of them, I'll just pull it up and explain it. But one of them was a post about surviving like sexual SA. It is April is SA Awareness Month, sending love to the survivors, and it's got a bunch of stuff on it, and it's just like, I know what you're trying to say,
Yeah. And I think it's a slap in the face for all of the real survivors out there.
Yeah, I agree. And then she posted, now this I can't hate on her for. She posted, I was naively unaware of the growing number of cold cases within the Native American community. Please read about it below, and post like a link, which is true, right? So whatever. But then she posted this. This is interesting. So she said, I'm going to address something because this has continued to come to my attention in the last couple of days. I have not threatened to sue anyone, nor do I have any plan of doing so. I have not offered anyone money, nor have I been in touch with anyone to any degree regarding any of the rumors or bullshit that's being spread. There are people scamming individuals on the internet, making false claims and trying to provoke something that is simply not going to happen. I would caution you against believing rumors on the internet. No matter how many followers someone has, it's clickbait and it's intentionally inflammatory. This goes for anyone else listening or watching or attempting to invoke a response of any kind. You don't have to believe in what I'm doing. You don't have to participate at all. But do not continue to fall into the trap of misinformation and otherwise on the internet. You continue to become part of the problem as opposed to the solution. The solution is to educate people, to bring together a community of people trying to help one another, not to stir up fear or otherwise. This is exactly why I stepped forward in the first place, because we have political heads of state doing the same thing every single day. People are living in fear because of it.
She just, I don't know, like, it's really hard for me because I don't personally believe at all any of the narratives that she put. I don't believe George was ever abusive to her, sexually abusive, nothing. I think that she exceptionally had a family that, listen, every family has issues, but for a family to provide you the home and take care of your daughter, not all would do that.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people think they would. There are a lot of families that would not do that. And so I think that she has no idea, and it's insulting. It's insulting.
Yeah, it really, really is. And then otherwise, she just posted some support for protesting and then some support for Senator Booker. So that is a Democratic senator, Cory Booker. And yeah, so that's all. That's the only other thing. And that's all she's posted. But you know what? I don't know. I would expect her to be more active.
Yeah, she really hasn't used it, honestly. Um Jean says, MJ, where's that guy who eats bagels all the time? Did you give him a bad one and killed him? Sorry, I'm laughing because that's about Jack, unless this is Jack and maybe I don't realize. But because every time Jack comes in here, he leaves a super chat about bagels. I promised him. I'm sorry, I don't know why I thought that was so funny. Thank you. I don't know. Actually, it's a good question. Where is Jack? We're gonna have to put a bolo out for Jack Mahagov. Thank you.
Dude, I had no idea about how crazy the bagel game is in New York until when Clarissa took me into a store and she said this was a day that they didn't have much. And oh my God, it's crazy. I'm so jealous. I want one so bad.
That's why I gotta send out bagels to all of my friends. Some New York bagels, man. You guys don't know what you're missing.
For real. Or when I finally get down here to visit me, you can just bring me some.
Yes, I'd have to. And when I do that, that's my mouth movement for like suck the air out. Like, I'd have to seal them up real good for you so that they stay fresh.
Oh, that would be so
Lox?
awesome.
No, Tess, I don't eat seafood. So no, I don't eat my bagels with lox. And I only know what lox is because I see that shit, cream cheese and lox. I think that's like thinly sliced salmon or something. No, thank you. I eat mine with scallions.
Yes, that sounds so good.
Yeah. Yeah, I forget ATS. Now I'm even closer to you now, ATS. Just so you know. We could meet Sunday for bagels.
You guys should.
I know. So I would love to do even just to go for a day with ATS to the Rex Humorman trial. That would be amazing.
Yes, I think you guys should try to do it. I would come up there sometime, like eventually, if I ever had the chance, because my dad's brother lives on the Jersey Shore, so I could go visit him too.
Yes, that would be amazing. But yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not I expected Casey to stream more and post more, and she hasn't yet. So I don't know. I think she thought it was going to be like Gypsy Rose, and she was going to come out, and there was going to be even though Gypsy gets backlash too, but like she grew really quickly, and then Casey came out, and everyone was like, no,
Yeah.
don't even.
Yeah, but
Um,
Gypsy has really created like this whole, she is like an influencer. It's wild. I don't, whatever.
yeah. Well, I'm excited to do. I'm not sure what this next witness is, but I'm excited to do it. So I don't know what day you want to do it, but we'll figure it out. And I'm just excited to get moving because we have like a year's worth of witnesses. But I'm here for it because it's something to consistently do, and
Yes.
I don't know, like I really enjoy learning because it's like, how did the jury walk away with a not guilty verdict? And we have not gotten to any of the experts or really any of the actual, and when I say facts versus her personal relationships, that's all the witnesses we really have had besides the guy who found her and like one detective so far, but we really haven't gotten into any of the hard details yet.
I know, the medical examiner and stuff like that, but I'm here for it too, as long as it takes, because I enjoy it. And I think there's so much information. You can't really you have to do it like this if you really want to learn it all.
Yep. And I look forward to it. So I missed you, and it's just been crazy, but I'm just so happy to get back to it.
Oh man, it cut out for me at the end of your sentence.
I was just saying, it's been crazy, but I'm so happy to get back to it with you and stuff.
Me too. I was telling Melissa, you guys, because she's like, are you tired? Like, do you want to do it tonight? And I'm like, I have missed you so bad. I don't care how tired I am. We're doing it. Like, it's
a true story. True story. But we should be able to get back to our regularly scheduled program now. Everything should be good. Fingers crossed. I don't want to jinx myself, but knock on wood, or this cheap make wood, whatever that is. Knock on it. Hopefully it won't go crazy.
Hopefully it works.
Yeah. I love you.
No,
and I missed you.
I love you. And thank you for doing this with me. And thank you for having me on. And yeah, call me later.
Yes, definitely. We will see you guys soon. The next one will be over on Allie. So make sure you're subscribed to her and your notifications are set. And we will see you guys soon. Not tonight, Tommy, but soon. Good night. Bye.